Getting attention on the internet used to have a simple formula. You pull a prank, you react to some drama, and you get paid. But today, the algorithm is ruthless and the competition is vicious. To survive in an economy where attention equals money, creators realized that normal content just wasn't cutting it anymore.
Whoa. What you gonna do about it?
They had to get radical. We watched it happen in real time. The rise of extreme left and right-wing politics.
You're the child of immigrants.
Correct. I'm a child of immigrants. I was born
But you don't
here.
accept that immigrants are Americans.
Not at this moment.
Radical feminism, the red pill and manosphere movement. People started taking crazier and crazier stances just to keep the camera pointing their way.
I genuinely believe that most women are useless unless they're with a strong man that makes them useful.
But eventually, even that got crowded. The biggest live streamers and commentators needed a new hustle. They needed a new cheat code to game the system and get rich. Which brings us to the new Go Viral starter pack, weaponized racism. It's no longer about just pushing boundaries or being edgy. Manufacturing pure racial outrage is the new business model.
Yeah, we're a melting pot. I would agree with you that. But you don't get treated the same way I get treated in
I
America.
just found out
Just look at the players. Nick Fuentes, exiled from almost every mainstream platform. Chud the Builder, currently sitting in a prison cell facing attempted murder charges. Myron Gaines, still pulling in massive profits despite his podcast being completely demonetized by YouTube.
Niggas is crying?
Yes.
Niggas is online crying.
Hey, listen, if you make it like 200,000 a month from the tube or 300,000, that shit just gone. I'm gonna cry too.
I cry.
The monetization of hate has been completely normalized and it's getting worse. In today's video, we're going to look at exactly how the modern attention economy radicalizes kids, rewards violence, promotes racism, and gets away with it while the rest of the world is looking the other way. This is Redline Theory. To understand how we got here, you have to understand one rule about the internet. Content creation is a business, and the algorithm is the boss. When the Red Pill dating podcast stopped pulling in millions of views, these creators didn't have a sudden moral awakening, they had a budget crisis. The super chats were drying up, they had to find a new boundary to cross, and they figured out a terrifying loophole. If you disguise your racism as freedom of speech, the platforms will look the other way, and the viewers will pay you handsomely for being edgy.
Myron was not as bad as he is now. He made a calculation somewhere along the way. Before he was just a dog shit propagandist when it came to like the red pill shit. Right. Now he's like full Nazi. He'll have black women on there. And
Nigga looks like a monkey. Preacher's over there looking like McGilligrill and Donkey Kong having a baby.
But how did they know this would work? Because the mainstream internet tested the waters years ago. Think back to when YouTube megastar Jake Paul was caught on camera casually dropping the N-word multiple times during a freestyle rap at a Coachella party.
Call that bitch a big truck, I'll whip it. Like my nigga Richie.
The video went everywhere. It caused a massive uproar. Waka Flocka Flame publicly confronted him about cultural appropriation and the casual use of slurs.
It's a double standard. Everyone should be able to make fun of everyone. And that's why I just wanted to have the conversation.
But look at the actual aftermath. Was Jake Paul canceled? Was he kicked out of the digital economy? Absolutely not. The outrage just fed the machine. It generated millions of clicks, kept his name in the headlines, and eventually helped launch his multi-million-dollar boxing empire. The algorithm didn't punish him for crossing the line. It rewarded him. It showed every aspiring streamer watching from their bedroom that anti-black disrespect wasn't a career killer. It was a cheat code for going viral.
Dochi, the umbrella clip pissed me off. What an entitled, unintelligent piece of shit she is, bro.
But these young streamers on Kick and Rumble didn't invent this playbook. They just copied a corporate strategy. If you want to find one of the pioneers of the modern outrage economy, look at Candace Owens. Years before kids were screaming slurs on Twitch, Owens proved there was a massive fortune to be made by packaging anti-black rhetoric and contrarianism for a predominantly white audience.
I became a conservative overnight. I realized that liberals were actually the racists, that liberals were actually the trolls.
She built a brand by validating the biases of her viewers, and massive media networks happily cut the checks. But recently, the mask completely fell off. Candace recently sat down for an interview with Anna Kasparian, and what she revealed was disgusting. She exposed how the outrage economy actually works. She described the corporate environment at the Daily Wire where she worked as a cult that demanded she bend the knee to very specific narratives.
Do you feel like you were kind of used as a tool earlier in your career?
Absolutely. I know, not feel.
Mm-hmm. It's a fact. Because when you're critical of, let's say, the Black community, oh, they love it, right? That's when you get a platform and you get all the plaudits and speaking engagements. But once you speak out against what's happening in Gaza, you're not that useful tool anymore.
That was one of the things that was really hard for me to contend with.
But here's the catch. The moment Owen stepped out of her assigned lane, the moment she started criticizing foreign policy and calling the war in Gaza a genocide, the corporate money vanished and she was fired. The lesson to the entire internet was crystal clear. If you attack Black culture or progressive policies, the system will fund you, amplify you, and make you a star. But the minute you attack the actual power structure, you are deleted. So, we know the blueprint works, but to really understand how twisted this system is, you have to look at what happens when creators try to run this exact same hustle on anyone else. The internet operates on a massive double standard because if a creator mocks certain tragedies or demographics, they are destroyed overnight. But if they mock Black trauma, they get a verified badge and a massive paycheck. Don't believe me? Meet Johnny Somali. Johnny Somali, whose real name is Ramzi Khalid Ismail, built his entire brand on being a public nuisance. He traveled to foreign countries to intentionally harass locals and disrespect their cultures for live viewership tips. He even built a fake backstory, claiming he was a former child soldier and pirate from Somalia, when in reality, he grew up in a comfortable house in Scottsdale, Arizona. He thought the internet's freedom of speech shield would protect him everywhere, so he went to Japan. He walked the streets harassing citizens and openly mocking the victims of the Hiroshima and Nagasaki atomic bombings.
Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
We do again. You understand? You don't know. You know history.
What?
You know.
Did the Japanese government care about his streaming career? No. They arrested him, locked him in a cell, and deported him. But Johnny didn't learn. He went to South Korea and did it again. He harassed women on the street and danced inappropriately next to sacred statues commemorating the victims of military sexual slavery.
And as you can see, yes, I am still in Korea. As you can see the Hanguk. Try to find me. I dare you. You never will.
And at this point, he's just completely digging his own grave, to the point where he's honestly really going for that #1 spot of the Influencer Hall of Fame morons. Now, you may be asking, how is this possible? Well, he's built an entire career off of harassing people in public.
South Korea did not play games. They arrested him, charged him, and sentenced him to prison time. They hit him with employment restrictions, and the tech world followed suit. He was permanently hardware banned from Twitch, Kick, and Rumble. His career was completely vaporized. This proves a definitive point. When you monetize the mockery of Asian history, or if you attempt to minimize Jewish tragedies like the Holocaust, society mobilizes to crush you. The system protects those boundaries fiercely, but contrast that absolute destruction with how anti-Black racism is treated. There are creators right now who routinely mock slavery, use racial slurs as casual jokes, and build entire broadcast networks around harassing Black people. And what happens to them? They get thousands of live viewers, they pull in massive crypto donations. To the platforms, mocking Black trauma isn't a violation of the terms of service. It's just highly profitable, edgy humor.
First of all, comedy should be allowed in the world, right? Do you believe in that? Do you believe in comedy?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
So, but that's an oxymoron, and that's a footy of mine. You said comedy. We have another chat though.
But the creators pushing this content have a problem. They know that if they push too far, the mainstream payment processors might eventually cut them off. So they created a shield, a psychological loophole. They use minority creators as proxy weapons. They use them to validate the racism of their predominantly white audience. And the king of this strategy is Myron Gaines. When Myron launched the Fresh and Fit podcast, it was just another red pill show about dating and male self-improvement. But as the views started to drop, the show mutated. It went from standard misogyny straight into white nationalism, Nazi apologetics, and unmasked anti-black racism.
You've confirmed a lot of the stereotypes.
I'm glad.
You have a victim mindset.
Thank you.
And quite frankly, you're very rude and rambunctious and disrespectful.
Thank you.
And you've confirmed a lot of the stereotypes that have haunted black women for decades in America.
This is the same nigga that be on like pods talking about how like black women don't deserve like love and like.
Think about how many millions of views that nigga rakes in a month doing his like shit.
But why doesn't he get canceled like everyone else? Because Myron Gaines is a black man of Sudanese descent. He is the ultimate get-out-of-jail-free card for the far right. When Gaines invites open white supremacists onto his show, and those guests perform Nazi salutes right on camera, the mainstream cancellation machine stalls out. Why? Because the guy sitting at the head of the table is black. He gives his massive, impressionable audience the ultimate permission slip.
What do people benefit by sharing this country with black people? What do we have to benefit? Why? Because we pay for it. We pay for it fucking dearly, dude. With our lives, with our sweat, with our tears.
But you just said the country's not even majority now, so you need
I know, and we're still carrying you. You're proving my point. You don't even understand what I'm saying. You're proving my point.
I'm not.
This is a digital minstrel show. He is monetizing self-hate to cash in on the biases of his viewers. And he doesn't just do it online. He took this act on a college speaking tour. At a university event sponsored by a far-right campus group, Gaines stood in front of a live crowd and literally said, "We need to bring back bigotry and racism."
Welcome, motherfuckers.
Yeah, we need to bring this back, right? We need to bring back bigotry and racism and everything else. It's awesome, isn't it? Like, man, I feel so good to be able to say this stuff.
But then it got worse. A white attendee stood up in the crowd and started shouting a racist rant, claiming that living around people of color is a threat. Instead of shutting it down, Gaines agreed with him.
But I have a saying, around the blacks never relax. So, take from that what you will.
Living around white people is not a human right. You don't get to live with us all the time, all right? This is our country that we built. Yeah, white immigrants built this country, thank you. Read the Naturalization Act of 1790.
No, it's the truth.
Eventually, YouTube had enough. They completely demonetized his channel and kicked him out of the partner program.
And guys, the channel has been kicked off the YouTube partner program. Just keep it straight with
If you look right now, you can't even super chat or
you can't even super chat right now.
But Gaines didn't care. He wore it like a badge of honor. He just picked up his massive audience and moved to unmoderated platforms like Rumble and Kick, where he continues to make millions. He survived because the outrage economy needs him. He is the face that allows an entire generation of kids to consume radical hate while convincing themselves they aren't racist.
You idiots! I'm not going anywhere! I'm standing right here! You motherfuckers! I got my real estate, I got my money, I'm buying! I'm not going anywhere!
You have to ask yourself, why do these creators feel so untouchable? Why do they think they can cross every line of human decency without any consequences? It's simply because they are operating under the MAGA umbrella. We are living in a political era that actively rewards politicians for using dehumanizing language, attacking marginalized groups, and rewriting history. When young streamers see the most powerful people in the country doing this on national television and raising millions of dollars, they take notes. They realize accountability is a myth. But that illusion of invincibility shatters the moment internet hate bleeds into the real world. Enter Dalton Levi Etherly, known online as Chud the Builder. Chud's story is the terrifying endgame of the outrage economy. It started with a road rage incident in Tennessee where he allegedly screamed racial slurs at a black family. He got fired from his construction job because of it, But instead of apologizing, he saw a business opportunity.
Well, there was no, I was just driving to work, and she starts yelling at me saying, "What the fuck's your problem? What's your problem?" I said, "Nigga, I'm just doing the speed limit." And then as soon as I said that, she threw her drink out the window. She said, "Nigga." They took that picture, posted it everywhere, said, "This guy's calling us hard R's, blah, blah, blah," got me fired. I started my company in response to this. This was about 2 years ago.
He decided to become a professional internet troll. He built a massive following on Kick and X by walking around in public, harassing black citizens, and referring to them on his live streams as chimps.
Don't tell me what to do. Okay, well, move it. Keep yourself, don't chimp out, dumbass nigga. No, I'm good. We're live, don't touch me,
He
lady.
called himself a free speech patriot. When people confronted him on the street, he laughed in their faces, knowing thousands of viewers were cheering him on in the chat. The algorithm demanded escalation. Chud started flashing guns on his streams. He got permanently banned from Kick, so he moved to a decentralized crypto streaming platform called Pump, where viewers tip you in meme coins. And then the internet hate finally pulled a trigger. In May 2026, outside a courthouse in Clarksville, Tennessee, Chud got into an altercation with a black man. Chud pulled a handgun from his jacket and opened fire. He shot the man, accidentally shot himself in the arm.
He said, "You start saying all that chimp out shit to me, I'm gonna hit you." He hit me, started wailing on me, even after I had to defend myself by shooting him. He was still wailing on me.
He was arrested. He was slapped with a $1.25 million bond and charged with attempted murder. But the system didn't reject him. It rewarded him. While Chud sat in a prison cell facing decades behind bars, his internet fans rallied. They raised over $150,000 for his legal defense in a matter of days. The value of his personal crypto coin skyrocketed. The outrage economy worked exactly as designed. It incentivized hate, pushed a kid to violence, and then made him rich for doing it. The internet tried to defend this. Massive streamers like Sneako immediately went live, downplaying the racism, defending Chud, and acting like attempted murder was just a content creator making a mistake.
If he ends up going to prison and doing jail time, free speech has now been challenged in a way where it's not going to be able to come back from. We no longer have free speech in the way that we are supposed to. We don't have the amendment rights that we are promised.
But finally, the culture hit a breaking point. DJ Epidemic, one of the biggest voices in hip-hop media, refused to let it slide. He stepped right onto the front line. In a series of massive, explosive live debates, Epidemic went to war with this pipeline. He dragged Sneako into a debate and dismantled his excuses.
To mean anything.
Sneako, what I'm saying is that you can't repurpose history. I
But
said
black people, nigga has been repurposed. It was a word to mean slave, and now it means anything.
Sneako, you're being obtuse. The guy is, hold on, the way he's saying what he's saying is a direct callback to slavery, brother. Like if you think it's not like he's saying it meaning something else. We know what he means. So you're trying to make this point like, oh, nigga has been repurposed. Is that what he's saying?
But more importantly, Epidemic cornered Myron Gaines. In a heated hour-long confrontation, Epidemic looked Myron in the face and called out the absolute insanity of defending an attempted murderer just to keep a racist fan base happy. Epidemic didn't hold back. He challenged the anti-black talking points. He called out the proxy warfare. By stepping into the arena, Epidemic did something nobody else was willing to do. He showed that the mainstream culture is finally waking up, which is crazy because Epidemic himself is not someone who has a morally sound outlook. But this tells you how crazy the outrage economy is when Epidemic is the voice of reason. But here is the most terrifying part of this entire story. While Epidemic is fighting this battle on the front lines of the streaming world, the rest of the culture is completely, hopelessly distracted. Look at what dominates our timelines every single day. We spend weeks analyzing the lyrical beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. We are glued to the screen watching the feds raid Diddy's houses. We argue over Ray J fighting in public, or Boosie going off in interviews, or Waka Flocka beefing over stolen laptops. The adult world is completely hypnotized by celebrity gossip and industry drama. But while we are looking the other way, arguing over rap beefs, a massive demographic of children and teenagers is being quietly and ruthlessly radicalized. Every day, millions of kids log on to Twitch, Kick, and Rumble and are fed a non-stop diet of algorithmic hate. They are being trained to view human lives as punchlines. They are watching figures like Myron Gaines teach them that racism is okay as long as you find a loophole. They are watching streamers like Chud the Builder hunt for viral moments by terrorizing people on the street, and they are watching a system reward an attempted murderer with a 6-figure payday. They are growing up in an ecosystem where extreme hate is the fastest way to get famous, and because they watch their favorite creators cross every line with zero consequences, they fear absolutely none themselves. If we don't wake up, if we don't speak up against this algorithmic warfare right now, the internet violence we are watching on our screens today will be the physical reality we are forced to live in tomorrow. This is Redline Theory. Thank you for watching.
I got my money, I'm fine. I'm not going anywhere.